Well, hello there guys, Agrippa Maxenes here coming at you with another Revolution Under Siege video. This time we're going to be trying to play a campaign called Ice March as the Bolsheviks. Of course, we are playing in the Russian Civil War here as the Bolsheviks, trying to take over all of Russia and bring it under proletariat control. But there's a lot of different things complex, extremely detailed in the most beautiful of ways. Right now in Astrakhan, apparently we can't actually do any political decisions, but sometimes you can actually send assassins, killers, you can send propaganda to all these regions, but we're not getting to any of that now. As you can see right now, we have no raised armies, the scenario has just started, and the whites have not yet declared war on us, so everything seems peaceful. Let's go ahead and end our turn and see if that changes. I really hope they don't start attacking Rostov, but there we go. Novocherkassk, as you guys can see, the flag. And I'm not actually sure what flag that represents. The white flag is actually different than that. So if any of you history buffs know what it represents, let me know down in the comments below. But let's try to take it on. Here we go. October Revolutions, Bolsheviks take power. Absolutely awesome, guys. There we go. We have taken power. The Bolshevik Party seizes power. I'm going to let you guys pause and read that if you'd like. I love this this part of the game. The game's tooltips are absolutely amazing. Independence. The Russian Empire breaks up. Interesting, guys. The Decree of 15th recognizes the right to independence of the peoples of the former empire. So we're going to actually lose Lithuania, a few other countries, and Kaledin opposes the Red Coup. Of course, there was a Red Coup d'etat, and I guess this is Kaledin, led by the Western Whites. Okay, guys, interesting. Now, we have no particular armies to speak of. We're going to have to wait until the Stavka provides us armies. And actually, I believe this early on in the war, it wasn't called the Stavka, but basically the Soviet High Command. The way this game works, and it's actually really cool, but really annoying too, is that Soviet High Command is completely responsible for what happens in terms of your actual, how many troops you receive, if you're allowed to use those troops, as well as a bunch of other things. So it's pretty funny. Sometimes, obviously at this point, the Soviet High Command was not properly initiated, and clearly, in this case, they don't really have that many armies. We're going to take a look here. Alright, we've got the Black Sea Army. He cannot be moved. We'll take a look at our other armies as well, but as you can see right now, it's not very interesting. Another force listing, and really the Black Sea Army is our main army. We'll take a look at the Grozny Red Guards. No, these are very tiny units. It's going to take us a while to muster up enough men, guys, and I want to see if we can get some war production going on, but sadly we have to wait again. So let's go ahead, end a turn. Remember, this is not only a war game, but also a historical game. This happens historically. Sometimes the High Command will suddenly lock your army for no reason whatsoever, and that's because of the poor logistic realism of the game. Okay, here we go. We've got some snow. Beautiful. Here we go. Constitutional Assembly elections. Interesting. The elections for the Constitutional Assembly. Socialist Revolutionaries are the majority winners. And of course, the Brest-Litovsk German armistice. We don't have to fight the Germans anymore, as far as I can tell. And let's go ahead into our force listing and see if anything has improved on that end. Let's take a look at the Kharkov Red Guards, and still nobody can move. So right now, as you can see, our armies are slowly building up. We're not going to be getting into any battles yet. That's going to take a while. These are slowly building up, and over time, we should have a full force listing. Let's go ahead, end the turn again. And at least the whites aren't attacking us either. So far, no combat at all. This has actually been a very quiet beginning to the Civil War as of right now. Here we a few turns here. Cheka creation. Beautiful. The Cheka, our secret police service, has been created, man. Lenin signs the creation of the Extraordinary Commission for Fight Against Sabotage and Counter-Revolution Cheka. Bolshevik of Polish origin, Felix Dzerzhinsky is named its head. And I actually didn't know that. Moscow and Kiev split up. Not good, guys. So here we go. As you can see, we still have some communist revolutionaries here in Kiev and Ukraine trying to stop the uprising, but they have definitely risen against us. And let's take a look here and see if we have an unlocked army finally. Sadly, we do not. Is this army unlocked? No, we're still waiting for the High Command to unlock our armies. We can't do anything until they do that. And this is one of the annoying parts of the game, but one of the wonderful parts of the game. It's just very realistic. Okay, this act disorganizes the army. cancels all ranks and decorations in the army and all units. The new leaders are elected by the soldiers' soviets. This decree, though thought to eradicate the last remnants of the Imperial Army, brings anarchy and disorganization to its maximum. This is bad, guys. So we're going to look at our diplomatic affairs and our war production to see if we can change anything. Right now, we have no ability to change anything. So organized, not a great start to the campaign, but like I said, the randomness of this game is wonderful. So let's go ahead and end our turn and hope that our army reorganizes in this next turn, because the whites are ready to charge. They're going to take that city, and we desperately need to keep it. Okay, we've got some conscript troops trained. Awesome, guys. We might be okay. We inflicted 5 hits to the enemy during the siege of Kiev, so we are actually besieging Kiev, and we're actually doing fairly well, despite having such a small force. If we could take the city with that small force, we're going to be in a really good position. Obviously, this army's still locked. I want to see if this one is still locked. This army is not still locked. Okay, so let's take a look here and see what we can do. No, no, no. Okay, I'm going to try to actually... Yes, these armies are not locked. Again, not locked. 516. We could do something with this, guys. And the first thing I'm going to do is get to Kiev as quickly as possible. So I'm going to go ahead. 78 days. We need to lower that travel time. Let's take the train, and that'll take us 32 days, approximately 3 turns, but it's certainly worth it. We don't want to lose the Ukrainians. It's the last thing we need. All right, we've got a Southeast Revolutionary Army here led by is it Stavropol? Sorry, Komkor Avmotov. And as you can see, this area is pro-red 100%. So we should be able to raise some conscripts here and get to the defense of Rostov. In fact, I think I want to get to Rostov quickly. I anticipate that I would actually have a lot more reinforcements there. And I also want to go ahead and get to the reinforcements list and make sure that I'm getting enough men. Now, if you guys that are good at the game can give me some tips, please do, because I'm not great on the reinforcements list. I don't know specifically what to get. As you can see, I do know that we have no more usable of these. We have 1 usable unit of this, but we can't purchase it. What about our light vehicles? No usable units? Not at all. And we have to keep looking at those regional decisions and political decisions, see if we can possibly get the army started again. That will eventually be possible, but apparently right now it's not. Let's take a look. Come on, we need to mobilize someone. Nope, we may have to wait till the next turn. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. At least we have an army on the move to fight these Ukrainian traitors. And part of me thinks we should have gone to Novocherkassk, but I'll see. You know, my plan will either be a complete success or a total failure. There we go. The enemy's definitely brought some men, but we actually got a red victory against Petrulia. He's sure to beat us eventually. Look at all of these Ukrainian regiments that are serving under him, but I'm amazed that our Red Guards were able to stop that, killing 102 men and losing 246. Not sure if they can stop the second assault, though. And sadly, there we go, a red defeat, and the enemy kicked us out of Kiev. And here we go, our general is on the way. Actually get some reinforcements. I'll wait a little bit longer, but as of right now, I'm ready to go ahead and get into a battle with this guy for control of Kiev. 17 days. I wish we could speed that up. I'm going to try to do a forced march, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. That's how desperate I am to take that particular location. And let's take this these Cossacks, and we'll just start harassing the enemy, send them into Makayeva. If we could actually turn on, yes we can, an offensive posture. Oh, the high command is being generous. I want to see how many men the enemy has here. We actually don't know, so I'd prefer to wait across the river for now and reinforce a little bit. In fact, we could go to Ekterendar. That's an area with a lot of enemy troops. But like I said, we still need more units. Let's take a look here. Okay, we've got an army of 260 here. This is definitely useful. Let's move the army of 260 down to Donetsk. And maybe we can use them to help destroy these traitors in Novocherkassk. Of course, I'll always look at the political and diplomatic affairs. Eventually, we're going to get military decisions to make, but right now, that's just not a reality. Our army is way too disorganized. This is the beginning of the campaign. Here we go. I think, from attacking Kiev. And I wonder how it's going to go. So here we go. There we are near Kiev. Oh, actually, we're in Kiev. Beautiful. And we've taken it back. That was an easy steal, guys. We snagged Kiev easily. Now I want to see what else we can do here. We need to cause some damage to the Ukrainians. We don't want them messing with our plans. So I'm actually going to have General Muravyev basically just disrupt the enemy as much as possible. The region is blocked. So I guess those were that's just the Kiev uprising. This region is not blocked. We could take these small regions. But you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to send him to Poltava, because this is going to be a problem for us. And I don't want Poltava to become an issue. And then we can send him to reinforce this army near Donetsk and eventually make our move for Rostov. And look at that. We've taken Rostov. Excellent. I'm so confident I'm going to go ahead and take my Donetsk army. We're going to join up with our friends here in Rostov. 44 days. That's quite a ride, I must admit. We might go ahead and just do an attack. But staying in Rostov is actually a good idea. Let's go ahead and see if we can do any mobilizations. If not, we can at least get some reinforcements. And just keep reinforcing our troops. At this point, there's not really much of a need for an attack. But we do need to eventually try our attack at Novocherkassk. That's without a doubt. I'm amazed we took that city so easily. Basically, the Ukrainian forces left Kiev without a fight. They didn't even want to fight us. Proceed to the next turn. I wish the rail lines near Donetsk were not destroyed, but apparently they are pretty badly damaged. And there we go. Okay, the Reds are reinforcing Novocherkassk. I mean, the area. I'm definitely going to bring that other Red army over here. So 31 days, man, I wish we could cut that in half, but we just can't. We can bring the Cossacks. Actually, with the Cossacks, I'm just going to keep taking Soviet territory, white territory. Sorry, very tired here, guys. So we're going to keep taking this white territory. 5 days to take the rest of it, and obviously we've got Muravyev's column trying to take it. I'm going to try to move Muravyev after he gets to Poltava, of course. No, Muravyev. I want him to go... Damn it. Let me try that again. I want him to go to Poltava first, and then I want to see if I can get him to go and meet the army in Rostov. 71 days. Man, this is going to be tough, but we need to get our men there because that is really the most dangerous area right now. The Whites, incredibly, have not risen up anywhere else, and that's actually pretty rare for the Whites. Okay, let's go ahead. Any military decisions? Home politics, mobilizations, diplomatic affairs, war production, regional decisions. Nothing even so far. We haven't even been able to declare a state of emergency yet. So I guess our high command is not too concerned, and I guess I can tell why. We really haven't lost that much land. We've taken Kiev without much of a fight. Things are going pretty well for the Reds right now, but I don't know if that's going to continue for the rest of the scenario. Here we go. Come on, boys. I love that train. Okay, the battle continues, of course. We are approaching Rostov, and hopefully we'll get there in 1 or 2 turns, and then we're going to make our attack for Novocherkassk. As you can see, the Whites are taking a lot of territory here, and I don't like that. I'm hoping that our offensive will destroy them completely, but only time will tell. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this particular video, and if you want to see some more Revolution Under Siege as the Bolshevik campaign here in the Ice March battle, let me know, and we will make it happen. It looks like we also have a white uprising here in Mikhailovka, and perhaps our high command will soon find that there is a serious problem here, and they absolutely need to act. So far, production is not good. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait for them to realize that we have a real issue here. In fact, I'll go ahead, since I love you guys, my good old Centurions, I'm going to proceed to the next turn. We'll do one more turn, because I'd like to get our men closer to the enemy here. And I'd like to see if our I guess the Soviet High Command will make any new decisions. There we go. We've gotten to Rostov, I believe. It'll be a really tough fight. And actually, ideally, I'm going to want to get the enemy to attack us. Let's go ahead. We're still waiting for a bunch of reinforcements here. And let's see if these Cossacks can take Kremenchuk. I think they should be able to without much of a fight. Any mobilization decisions yet? Not a single one. Well, like I said, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, comment. If you want Revolution Under Siege, I could play this game all day. Austro-German occupation of Ukraine, not necessarily good. We'll go ahead and put that up as the final viewing for this particular part. of the campaign. Thanks a bunch, guys. Take care. Have an awesome day.